You think the VEVAK starts with a pistol and a passport. It doesn't. It starts with a form and a room that smells like stale tea. There are 10 levels. Most people never reach level 6. Level 1. Applicant under review. Your past is property. Your future is conditional. You sit in Tehran, Pozdaran district. Hirmand Street is a whisper, not an address. A clerk slides paper across cold laminate. Your pen feels heavier than it should. The fluorescent light hums without mercy. You list every relative, every teacher, every trip outside the country. You sign the loyalty statement twice. You sign it in blue ink. They watch which hand you use. Out of 40,000 applicants, 30 are invited. Of those 30, 3 continue. You are one of 3. They do not congratulate you. They hand you a bus card. They tell you to be early. Then a message arrives. No name, just a time. Level 2. Archive Clerk, Section 209, Liaison. Paper is power. Silence is your first weapon. You work near Evin, not inside at first, close enough to hear gates slam. The corridor smells like bleach and damp concrete. A radio clicks in short bursts. No one speaks in full sentences. Your job is movement. Files in, files out. Names become numbers. You learn 209 is not a room. It is a method. It is a place inside a place. You stamp classification marks you cannot translate. You log chain of custody by minute. You never break the seal. Only 12 clerks touch these ledgers each year. 9 quit quietly. 2 disappear from the roster. You keep your head down. You keep your mouth closed. You keep moving. Everything you were told about loyalty was incomplete. You find out the rest on a Tuesday. It changes everything. Level 3. Technical Collection Runner. Signals never sleep. Your ears replace your opinions. You are issued a small black case. It smells like new foam and metal. It never leaves your wrist. You ride motorcycles through northern Tehran. You count cameras on Vali Asar Street. You note which ones blink. You deliver gear to Technical Collection. You never use that phrase outside the building, not even in your head. You learn the basics fast. IMSI catcher, directional microphone. You do not operate them yet. You carry them. You keep them clean. You hear phone traffic in fragments. You hear breathing. You hear silence that lasts too long. Only 11 runners are cleared for this circuit. You are the youngest. That is not a compliment. A name appears in a file. You recognize it. You wish you didn't. Level 4. Internal Security Spotter. Faces are data. Movement is confession. You stand in plain clothes, Azadi Square at dusk. Cold wind cuts through thin cotton. You watch student groups form and dissolve. You watch who arrives early. You watch who leaves last. You hold a cheap Android. Its screen is cracked. The crack helps your cover. You tag faces in an app. You tag license plates. You tag the same man 3 nights straight. A besieged contact nods once. You do not nod back. Your job is not friendship. Your headset hisses. A voice gives you a street corner. You move without haste. 1 in 50 spotters is promoted. Most peak here forever. You were told you have discipline. You stop sleeping through the night. You wake at 3 a.m. Your jaw hurts from clenching. You were given 2 options. Neither is acceptable. You have 48 hours. Level 5. Asset Handler Apprentice. People are tools. Tools break when pressed. You meet your first source in Ray, a bus terminal bathroom. Soap smell mixed with diesel. He does not look like an informer. He looks like a father. That is the point. You use a pre-arranged phrase. He answers with the counterphrase. Your hands stay still. You pass him a SIM card. You take a receipt from a grocery store. The paper is soft with sweat. You learn the cadence of control. Pay small, ask smaller. You write your first contact report that night. 3 pages, no adjectives allowed. Only 2 apprentices per station earn a real source. Most get rumors. You get a voice inside a diaspora network. You tell your partner you work late. You keep the cover story simple. You avoid eye contact at dinner. The file says 47. You were told 12. The difference means someone lied. Level 6, Counterintelligence Officer. Paranoia is policy. Trust is a liability. You move to the counterintelligence floor. The air is colder there. The carpet muffles footsteps like snow. Your job is to hunt moles, not enemies. Moles wear your badge. You read travel records from Istanbul. You read hotel logs from Dubai. You read banking flags from Frankfurt. You learn patterns are louder than confessions. A late-night call, a new watch. You sit behind one-way glass. You listen to denials. You smell cheap cologne and fear sweat. You draft a burn notice. 2 paragraphs. A career ends on your keyboard. Only 5 officers in the ministry see raw liaison intercepts. You become one of 5. The access has no public name. You stop drinking tea after noon. Your hands do not shake. That surprises you. Then a message arrives. No name, just a time. Level 7. NOC operator under diplomatic shadow. Your identity is rented. Your exit is never guaranteed. You train in Tehran for 18 months. You learn languages in windowless rooms. You learn to breathe without moving your shoulders. A new passport appears. The pages smell like fresh glue. Your old name becomes a rumor. You travel through Istanbul first, then Beirut, then a consulate office with quiet hallways. You do not say embassy, you say facility. Words are monitored. You run meetings in coffee shops, bitter espresso, sticky tables. You use dead drops and brush passes. Nothing dramatic, everything precise. 1 in 20 operators earns non-official cover. You earn it. You also earn a second shadow tailing you. Your mother calls during a safe house briefing. You let it ring. You stare at the vibrating phone. Everything you were told about safety was incomplete. You find out the rest on a Tuesday. It changes everything. Level 8. Covert Action Planner, Department 15. Orders are clean. Outcomes are not. You are moved into foreign operations. No sign on the door, only a keypad and a guard. A senior officer says one phrase, Department 15. He watches your face. You build action packages, travel routes, cover employment. You coordinate with cutouts. You never meet the final hand. You never ask to. You plan around time zones, 3 a.m. in Berlin, 5 p.m. in Tehran. You smell cigarette smoke in briefing rooms. You hear paper maps unfold. Digital leaves traces. One package targets a dissident network abroad. Another targets a financier. Both are labeled national security. Only 7 planners see full target folders end to end. You become the 8th. That means someone above you is gone. At home, you eat in silence. You chew without tasting. Your stomach keeps its own schedule now. A name appears in the file. You recognize it. You wish you didn't. Level 9. Foreign Directorate Section Chief. Influence is cheaper than bullets. Fear is cheaper than influence. You take a seat at the long table. The wood is polished to a mirror. You see your face and barely recognize it. You run networks across borders, Europe, the Gulf. You review recruitment leads weekly, sympathizers, blackmail candidates. You speak in code even off duty. You shorten every sentence. You remove every emotion. You coordinate with other bodies, not equals, rivals with overlapping mandates. You attend a coordination council briefing, 16 agencies represented, everyone smiling without warmth. You sign off on surveillance outside Iran. You sign off on information warfare. You sign off on disinformation seeds. Only 3 section chiefs can authorize a full diaspora penetration plan. You are one of 3. The authority sits in your pocket like a stone. A doctor tells you your blood pressure is high. You nod once. You do not change anything.
You are given 2 options. Neither is acceptable. You have 48 hours. Level 10. Special Operations Deputy. Power is quiet. The bill arrives anyway. And then you are the final signature. Not the minister. The knife under the robe. You sit in Tehran again. Same city, different air. Your office is too clean. No family photos, no souvenirs. A folder arrives without a courier. Thick paper. A faint smell of toner and dust. Inside is a decision package. Foreign operations. Domestic containment. You weigh consequences like ammunition. Collateral. Plausible deniability. You choose what becomes policy. You choose what becomes rumor. You choose what becomes disappearance. A moral fracture forms and never heals. A young analyst flags a mistaken identity. You approve the package anyway. You hear the click of your pen. You hear your own breathing. You hear nothing else. You are one of 2 deputies with this mandate. Your clearance has no formal label. It is understood, not written. At 44, you move like 60. Your sleep comes in short fragments. Your phone stays face down, always. The directive says 112. You were briefed on 9. The difference means a second war is running. There is a ceremony. 40 people. The director speaks. You receive a medal you cannot show anyone. You put it in a drawer. You lock it, twice. A week later, a new applicant arrives. Tehran. A quiet hallway with fluorescent light. He thinks this starts with a pistol. It doesn't. It starts with a form. He signs in blue ink. He tries to smile. No one mirrors it. The room smells like stale tea. The pen feels heavier than it should. The cycle begins again. The form is waiting. It always is.